Hey everybody, this is Madmaxed again, and I'm doing a video about Neither Spider and the Doom Tower, and I'm into Doom Tower hard, so I'm just trying to show you a video of what kind of champs you're looking for, how to put them together, and what's going to help you the best. And if you would, hit that little red subscribe button in the corner and subscribe to my channel. If you've got any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll try to get back to you within a few days. Okay, so when you're looking at Doom Tower, the normal is not bad at all. I mean, you can usually survive through it pretty easy. But this one concept, it works for the normal just like it works for the hard. Because if it works on hard, it's easily going to work on normal. Now, when you go in and you look, what you're looking for champs is, this thing does a lot of damage. I mean, it does an extreme amount of damage to you. So you need somebody that's healing you. Well, look at your old buddy Seal the Drake. Seal the Drake is healing you every time it takes a turn. Now, that's one reason she's in here. She also can revive. She's got on old blue lifesteal gear from way back when I got her. I mean, it's been over a year and a half ago. I've been playing this game a little bit over 2 years, and it's been almost 2 years, like maybe a month or two, but I've been playing this game for 2.5 years. So she's really old, and I never have really changed her gear out and re-geared her a lot better. Yeah, she's 106% crit rate, but her crit damage is really crappy, and so she's not doing nearly as much crit damage. Her accuracy is not that big a deal. If you look at her skills, yeah, she does get the decreased speed, but it's not a really high chance of that. And then, especially on Neither Spider, you can't not use the A2. You cannot use an AoE attack. So that stun is not going to work. So you don't really care about the accuracy for this, for her. Now she's got 208 resist. And I've got Python as the lead, which gives me 70 more. But I still get poisoned like crazy on hard. Python is one of the guys I did the fusion for. Now, the problem I have with Python, he's not booked out yet. I'm trying to finish up McChin Aiken or whatever this thing is called. I'm trying to finish him out. So, I only need 2 books there and 2 books there. I'm going to finish him out the next CVC. And then I'll probably get back to Python, because Python is really a great champion. Now, when you go in and you look at Python, Python is an attack-based champ. But if you'll notice, I didn't put much in his attack. I made him really HP heavy. And the reason I did that was because he attacks one enemy 2 times. He heals that ally with the lowest hit point by 5% of this champion's max HP. Well, it's 10 now because I've got a 1 book in him. And it's going to go to 15 more. So it's going to go to 25% of his max HP. So every time he does his A1, he's going to find the lowest champ. And he's going to heal this thing by 25% of 75,000. So he's going to sit down and he's going to get about, 17 or 18,000 points worth of heals on it on an A1. That's a really good heal. So, that's great. Now, his A2 removes all debuffs. It's for 2, it removes all debuffs, and it places a block debuffs for 2 turns. It's on a 3-turn cooldown once you get him booked out. And as everybody knows, Lego books are really hard to come by. He revives all dead allies with 50% HP and 50% turn meter, and places 25% strengthen debuff on them for 2 turns. And this thing goes down to a 4-turn cooldown once you get him booked out. His passive is allies receive 5% less damage from skills for each buff on them, and it stacks up to 25%. So if you've got a bunch of buffs on, you're going to receive 25% less damage too. I don't even have his mastery done because I don't have the books in him yet. So that's how far, that's kind of showing you, what you can actually do with all this. Now, um, the next champ that I'm using is the Black Knight. And Black Knight was my very first legendary champion. I got it in 4th seal even. And I still use this when I need a tanky guy. And I really like Black Knight. I mean, he's a really good champion. I think he's a little bit underrated. If you look at his masteries, his masteries are done. It's in the defensive line and in the offensive line, War Master to give him extra damage. He does do a good bit of damage. He's one of my, for his faction, he's just absolutely wonderful. I've got 2 of them. And another one's only at 50. If you've got 2 of these things at 60, you've got continuous defense at 60%. You've got 2 continuous 15% heal. So you're healing by 30% every time. Because what he's going to do is, he's going to go through with these. He's got a 2-turn cooldown. It lasts 2 turns for continuous heal, increased defense. And increasing defense by 60% is really nice. Same way, you got to turn off his A3 because it's an AoE attack, and he only attacks 1 enemy, and he's got a chance of provoking, but you're not going to provoke the boss, so it doesn't matter. But he does provide you a lot of defense, and he does provide you a lot of heal. Now the other one is seal, and at 6 months you should have seal. You want to turn off her wing beats of flurry because this thing's an AoE attack, and if you do the AoE attack, the little spider seals the mother. She's got a revive with an allied protect. She does decrease speed sometimes. She hits fairly hard. I mean, if I had her, I mean, really, she needs to be redone. Got this blue stuff off. She needs a little bit less crit rate because she's like at 106. She needs more in that crit damage. Her defense is really good. Her HP is good. I mean, she is pretty well set, except, she could have much better gear. Getting all this blue stuff off her and get her some good legendary gear on her. And she is a great champion. There's no doubt about that. Now, the other champions I'm going to use are, well, let's see. I forgot. Okay, we're going to use Karagi the Frog, and we're going to use Drextar. Now, Drextar does all the damage. He's not completely booked out. He's got most of his books, got almost all of his masteries done. He's got the ones that I like. I mean, if anything, I would have the extend. The next master you get that extend the debuffed iteration called the fire. That's the main thing that the next mastery I probably need to do for him. That 15% extra on his base stats is really good. He has a 5% extra chance to increase the cooldown on a random skill. I mean, he's a good champion. I mean, in any spider. It's because of the burns. The burns are what kill the spiders. And so when you look at his skills, he's got a lot of books in him, but he's not completely booked out. Now, this is the one he needs 1 more book in to get that 10% extra chance. But he's got a 65% chance to go 75, but it's not 100. But when he gets attacked, he's got a 65% chance of making that burn happen. You're not even going to use the A2 because it's an AoE attack, so you don't care about it. That provoke, that decreased attack, that's really nice to have, especially when you got him in Doom Tower. When I get enough books up, he's going to get completely booked out because when you get to like level 80 and 90, he is my Doom Tower lead just simply because of the fact you need that extra accuracy, that 70 extra accuracy he gives you. And he got that HP burn. This doesn't make any difference if it's booked or not because it's just going to give you extra damage. But, he attacks 3 times and each one has a 20% chance. You know, each one has a 30% chance of sitting down and doing an HP burn. So he's got about a 75–80% chance on his A1 of causing an HP burn. But it doesn't go up. It doesn't go up at all from the, from the booking of that. Now, Taragi is in here, and Taragi's a really great epic. I mean, Taragi is probably better than about 70 or 80% of all the legendary champs. I mean, that's just the way it is. I mean, he's one of the best epics you can possibly get. You know, he's got that heal, allied protect, the shield, reflect damage, and then of course he's going to decrease the attack. He's got a 40% chance of decreasing the attack for 2 turns. He's got a provoke, but it's an AoE, so you can't use it in this. But he's still a really excellent champ. And then when people hit him, they get poisoned. But poisons don't work well on spiders, so you don't really care about the poison. What you care about is the fact that he's going to sit down and throw that big, massive heal up. And, when he throws it up on everybody, I mean, he doesn't do a cleanse, but it's a huge heal. I mean, when you go in and you start looking at his heal, he's a really good healer. I mean, when he goes in, he places the shield buff equal to 15% of his champ max HP. Well, once he's booked out, it's 25% of his max HP. And he's an HP champ. So when you start looking at almost 80k worth of HP, and they're getting a 25% shield off of that, that's almost 15k worth of shield. So, that's a huge shield. And then on top of that, he applies a 50% allied protect, which is one of the best ways to keep people alive. He also heals the champ by 25%. Once he's booked out, he heals it by 40% of their max HP. Heals the champ by 40% of their max HP and places a 30% reflect damage buff on them for 3 turns. The heal increases by 2.5% for each poison debuff on the enemy, which he's going to have a lot, because when he hits him, it poisons back. So, he's going to have several poisons on the enemy. So he's going to sit down and he's going to do like a 50 or 60% heal on himself when he uses that. And it's on a 3-turn cooldown once he's booked out. Great champ to have. All right. So did I do the masteries on him? I don't if I showed the masteries on him. I'm not sure. If I didn't, I'll just show it again. And if you look, he's got the basic set of Lords of Steel. Now he has the increased speed by 8 for each dead ally, and it stacks up to 24. The reason I've got that is for when he does the Scarab King, because he can easily solo the Scarab King. Increased speed by 6 for each enemy he kills, stacks up to 18, because you need a lot of speed on Doom Tower Hard for Scarab King. And if you look, he's all set up for that. He's got the regen set, the immortal set. I've made a video about him doing Scarab King. He's one of the fastest Scarab King killers it is. Doom Tower Hard, even at 60 and 90, he kills it in about 11 minutes. That's incredibly fast. So anyway, that's the team. So let's start it. It's not going to take very long to run through this. But but these guys are what you're looking for. You're looking for tanky guys when you get into this. And you're looking for somebody that can sit down and can cleanse all the debuffs off from you. And that's one of the big deals, that cleanse. Because it's going to get through the blocks. And if you notice, Seal took only 3 of the poisons. Everybody else, Taragi took 3. A lot of them took 4 and 5 because they got a little bit more resist. But, if you look, you've already got that 60% increased defense up. He's got block damages, block debuffs up, but you're still getting poisons from it. It still goes through. But, when you've got like Black Knight up here, who's giving you a 15% heal, you only got 2 poison. Well, you're getting 10% deduction in damage, but you're healing for 15. just from the Black Knight. That does really well for you. The one that's dying is Taragi because he's got that allied protect on everybody. So, it's sitting down and it's doing a lot of damage to him and taking it off of everybody else. Now, like I said, I've got another Black Knight. I pulled two of these things. This was my very first legendary champ. And, when I booked him out right away, because I thought, well, by the time because I got him in about 3 months. And I thought, well, by the time I get sealed, I have books for her. And I did. But he was a really good champ to start out with. And he's still good. I mean, it's like when he gets low on health, that a big AoE attack, it increases for it, and he does some major, major damage. Like I said, if I had Python booked out and he was cleansing twice as fast, it would make a big difference in this too. But it's like this team obviously easily go through to the next level, and probably even the one after that, without any trouble. I mean, you look, they're at full health with a shield on, and he's already at less than half health. Now, nobody's doing much damage to him. Where the damage is coming from is from Drexstar. Drexstar has all of these guys with the burns up. You got 4 burns up, so every time anybody takes a burn, that Mother Spider's losing 3% of the health. So every round, they're losing 12%. If everything is burning, it's going to be like 15%. And you're probably not going to get it all to burn because he doesn't have 100, it's like with Drexstar, he does not have 100% when they hit him. The highest you can get it up to is 75%. So it's never going to be probably 100%, up. But right now it is, but it's not going to be all the time. But you got 2 rounds of this. I mean, it's fitting to be dead here in just a second. And it all because Drex is getting hit. It's all those burns that really does the damage. The poison does very, very little bit of damage to him. It's like any spider, they're almost immune to the poison. So, where you're looking at is burns. And then they're really weak to the burns. And it makes it really easy to kill the spiders with the burns. And he's dead. And that was in 3 minutes and 38 seconds. Not a bad time. And this is a tanky team. But the spider really doesn't take a lot of physical damage. Where the spider really takes a lot of damage at is those burns. And I mean, and you can take I've got, like on my alt, I've got Grail, and that thing, the Grail Cryptic King, that thing burns like crazy, does some damage and stuff. But, the problem with it is, it's not like Mordecai. Mordecai can throw the burns on everybody, and that's the biggest difference. You look at some of these champs, and like Mordecai is actually better in neither spider than the other one is. I forget what he is. I think he's a undead, and I've got him on the other one. He's he's not an undead. So let me see. I had to roam through here for a second, or I had to pull up my other account. I've got Grail on this account. So when you go through and you look, and I got him a few days ago. I haven't booked him out yet. So I haven't got him up even to 60 yet. I pulled 2 really good champs at the same time, but I plan on getting him up. But when you look at his skills, when you go through here, he burns everybody. Attacks all enemy, has a 75% chance to place an HT burn. But this is actually an attack. So when he attacks, it's actually going to do damage to the little spiders, which is going to heal the mother spider. So you don't want him. Whereas like Mordecai, when he does this, he has a 75% chance of placing an HP burn debuff on all enemies for 2 turns. That's all he does. It's not an attack. So it doesn't activate that skill to heal the mother spider. That's the reason, when you start looking at some of this stuff, it's like, Well, this is an epic, but this is a better epic to use on neither spider for the burns than it is the Crypt King. And you know, because if you use this for the burns when he attacks all enemies, and he does that freeze or does that HC burn or he does that attack and he does that HP burn there, all he's going to do is activate the heals for you. And so you don't want him in the neither spider. It's just going to mess you up. But you know, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a nice tanky team that that can stay alive and just let Drexar do his work. You know, just sitting down and applying the burns to everything and killing it. But guys, that's the video. Thanks for watching. I hope this helps you with the Neither Spider, and I hope it helps you with Doom Tower, because everybody likes free goodies. But anyway, everybody have a good night.